Hello and welcome to my today's video of the series Lessons of War, in which I describe everything that I have learned and realized during this time of the full-scale war since Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. And today's video of mine is going to be about the topic of vitality. And when I speak about vitality, I understand it as this force, like this vital force that we have inside of us when we feel alive. And I was thinking about this because weirdly I started to feel it more during the war when I used to feel it before. And for me it was really surprising and weird to recognize and to realize, and I wanted to understand, well, what is this force? What is this energy? What is it about? I'm sure that you have heard a lot about that, when you have near-death experience, you feel much more alive, and all of these things. And I heard it too, but I didn't have this direct understanding of what is vitality and how to maintain it and how to relate to it. So I've been how I usually, if there is something that I don't understand, I just observe it for a very long time until I have enough evidence, enough situations that show me what it is, like what this situation is, or what this energy is, or what this thing is. So in my case, it was with vitality, it was completely the same. I was just observing where I feel vitality is the strongest, where I see it, where I feel it the fullest. And my feeling was that, well, two of the most obvious and immediate things when I felt this raise of vitality was when I had certain spiritual experiences which were very, very painful and connected with, one of them was connected with my ancestral trauma, and another one was connected with some other thing. But when I have this, sometimes I am able to dig into the pain which is bigger than me, and I try to contain it, to just feel it, to let my system process it. And it's also very painful, and it includes a lot of crying. But after I finished crying, I would feel this, both of this time, I'm sure it happened to me more times, but these are two that I remember. Both of this time I would feel this wave of some energy that feels like everything has been washed off of me, and I feel fresh and alive again. This certain release, certain relief. And I had these experiences while I was still discovering the topic of vitality for myself. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I would usually feel this vitality the most, or see in other people this vitality the most, when there were certain contrasts, when there was something bad which bounced into something good, and maybe then bounced into something bad again, and then maybe bounced back to something good again. So with the current of time, I realized more and more that I personally perceive vitality as this force that appears between polarities. So during the full-scale war, I have been to other countries 3 times, 3 different countries, all of them European countries. And I'm not saying it to offend anyone or to compare or anything like that, but I didn't feel this life in those countries at all. And I feel like it was connected with the fact that European countries are very comfortable, and European people are very used to comfort, and they are very used to be around the energies and be around the states of everything is all right. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not trying to portray it like comfort and all this as a bad thing. I'm definitely not. There are people for whom it works. It's just not me, because I need this. I need this movement. I need this energy. I need this enthusiasm. I need this feeling that something is happening, that something is going on, that something is moving inside of me. And I realized that this is only possible if there are different states, different polarities, like from bad to good to bad to good again. And it is very logical, because we know that energy moves between polarities, right? We know that even from physics, that energy moves between different states, from one state to another. And it is very logical, and it really makes sense that we can only feel this movement inside of us when we allow all of the different possible states that we can have. In the previous video about fear, I was speaking about that we usually contract ourselves by fear to be able to operate in this society. But in fact, we also contract ourselves when we try to only be on the positive side of emotions, of the positive side of states, on the positive side of life. And when we do that, we actually take away this opportunity to feel alive from ourselves. This is probably why people often make these not very good decisions in their lives, when you see that the person is obviously like ruining their own life, or the person is doing some dangerous things, some dangerous shit, just to feel alive, just to know how it feels. And this is what happens when the person is craving vitality, but is doing it in not very conscious way. While when you allow it consciously, when you allow all of these states consciously, you can have this very high quality of energy, this vital, enthusiastic, juicy energy that allows you to go through your life with a sparkle in your eyes. And again, I want to be very clear about that. I don't mean like some bouncing from one state to another, or like some chaotic movement around you, because it is also not a good thing. And I'm sure that you have seen people, and I have seen people who have fallen into this, I don't know this word in English, into this seesaw of states, of energies, and were never able to get out of it. Because while it is important, in my opinion, to allow all of the different states, and you don't need to live in a country with a war to allow that. It's just we here are put in the position when we are facing really horrible things, and we need to sustain them somehow, so we should go to the very positive things. It's actually, right now in Ukraine, it's so intense, you can't even imagine. It's like, for a sensitive person living in Ukraine right now, it's so much. it's really a lot, but it's a lot of everything. It's a lot of good and it's a lot of bad, and I think I wouldn't exchange it for anything else. But what I'm trying to say is that you don't need to go to a country with an ongoing war to feel that all. You just have to allow yourself to be sad, to grieve, to let go, to ruin, to be honest. To be honest about your life. Because if you are honest about your life, you will figure out that there are things that are unpleasant, there are things that are uncomfortable, there are things that have to be let go, there are things that have to be grieved, there are things that you can be sad about. There are a lot of things that are really negative. And when you allow them to be in your life, you will be surprised by how bright and amazing the positive things will be, but also about how good you will feel, because this energy will be moving through you all the time if you Don't get stuck in the negative, meaning you don't try to fight it, you just go through it. And if you don't try to get stuck in positive, meaning trying to stay in it forever, because positive doesn't stay forever, but negative doesn't stay forever either. And this movement is the thing that allows the things to move in your life, that allows this energy, that allows this life inside of them. There is also something very important that I want to admit, is that it's not about chaotic movement from one state to another. It's about maintaining your core, and your core is your ability to observe, your ability to comprehend, your ability to understand what is happening to you, your ability to accept it, while you also go through everything that life brings to you honestly, without closing your eyes to everything that is in it, without closing your eyes to the negativity that it brings, without thinking that negativity is something that should not exist. That's not the case. In this world, we have these polarities. In this world, we have these experiences. In this world, we go through all of this. There is another thing which I believe is very important as a part of the internal core, to not allow this range, this seesaw of states, get you, like possess you, get you obsessed with. And this thing I am going to talk about in the next video, and it is purpose, life purpose. Because this energy, this vitality, yes, it feels good, but it's not its main purpose to feel good. This vitality we need to be able to fulfill our purpose, meaning to be something that we actually are in this world. But I will talk about it in detail in the next video. I felt this video happened to be not very structured. And I feel that I'm not like, I like being more structured and I like being more clear, but maybe it's just the topic of this kind, or maybe it's just my understanding of this topic at this time, which only allows me to process it and to present it the way I did. So I think it's okay. I will allow it to be this way. I will pretend that I'm not unhappy about how I made it. Okay, whatever. It's okay. I'm allowed to be like that as well. Thank you so much for watching. It's going to be a shorter video than usually. See you next time. The next video, I believe, will be the most important video of this series. So look forward for it and watch it together with me. See you next time.